why the class is being recorded, because we are keeping this much of huge efforts. So if they will keep in some way like a huge repository like YouTube, go that will be beneficial to students whomever are not attending the classes. Okay, due to their busy schedules, if they are unable to attend the classes, if we keep these videos in the YouTube, they will be useful to further reference of the students. Normally, Facebook and Twitter, they will not be able to store lengthy videos. Only the platform is YouTube. So the classes are being recorded. Okay. So because no, these classes because these are very lengthy programs, Java and Python languages, they have a lot of syllabus to cover, and I promise you to cover the data structures and algorithms and C, C++. So it will take a lot of time to understand the languages. So I think it is very difficult to come back again from starting. So what I'm doing, I am keeping my efforts to record the videos and to try to keep on YouTube for students' help. Okay, now in today we will try to understand the basics in again Java. So here, as I told you that create a project, click on show and run commands and create a Java project. Okay, no build, click on no build tools, and it will go for your computer. Select a folder. Okay, as I told you that my default, this is VS Code Java. Now come down. Now here, make a file name that equal to your class name. Take a file name. Today we'll try to understand somewhat basics. So suppose basics is a file name. Always file name with the capital letters. No need to .java. Simply, okay. Now here click on this src means source. This is the default file app.java. You rename this one. Okay. Suppose if you are using VS Code, okay. Otherwise, if you are using some other IDs like what your Eclipse and JetBrains, IntelliJ IDEA, okay. Otherwise, if you are running the code, if you want to write the code in mobiles, okay. So there is no issue. You can, as I told you that mobile has the Android, JVDroid to run the JVDroid to write the code in mobiles. Okay. So no issue. Lot of intelligence is there. So as I told you that this is the basics.java file. Our class name is basics. Okay, now today, the last session, I tried to teach a lot of things which are basics, OOPS concepts, object-oriented programming concepts. In the last class means on Friday, we were trying to understand OOPS concepts. OOPS concepts, okay. Under that, I briefed about class, object, method, attribute, class attributes, and many things like what you know. So that moment I was discussing about the return method. So that was pending. So this is the class, main class. I have changed this class name as somewhat basics. This is the main method. So main method is what I told you that main method is important. You can't change the main method name. Okay. And I have briefed that what is the meaning of this public. Okay. Public is a access modifier, means this main method visible to the JVM. Okay. Otherwise, if public, you have not mentioned this method as public, this JVM, Java Virtual Machine, is unable to locate this method. So once public static void, okay. What about the static means? Means this method is not object method. So no need to create the object. No need to create the object. So what do you mean by the static means? So the main method to access main method, no need to create objects. Create object. Okay, understand? Huh? So means whenever this is the one statement which is under main method. So to access this main method, I told you that normally it is a function but declared under a class. So it is a method. So if you want to access any statements, execute any statements, no need to create the object. That's it. That's why static. So public, why public? Public means this main method. If we will not write public here, so it will give error. Okay, normally see public. Okay, what happened? If you compile this code, so you will get the output as hello world. Okay, this is the statement where this is executed hello world. So if you will not write this public statement, public keyword, not statement, public. So it is access modifier. So it is what public static void main. Please define the main method. So this is the error. Try to understand what is this error. Main method not found in class basics. In your class basics, main method not found. Please define the main method. So how to define the main method? That must be public. Public means this method is public. So it is visible to the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine looks for this main method. As you told you that this code is source code, whenever you compile, so this will be checked for the any errors. If there is no any error, compiler converts this code into bytecode, and that bytecode will be sent to your JVM, Java Virtual Machine. And Java Virtual Machine has a interpreter. It converts that into machine language 01, and you will get this output. You will get this hello world output. So whenever you compile this, JVM, Java Virtual, looks for this main method. So under this main method, these three keywords, public, static, void. Public, I told you that this is compulsory, but you can interchange. You can write the public first. If you have written the statement static, you can write the public here. That's not an issue. Okay, interchange. So you will get the output. There is no any problem. Okay, hello world. So there is no any rule to write the public first, static next. You can write the static first, public. There is no any issue. So static means this main method is a class method, means no need to create the objects. What about this void? Void means this method main will not return anything. So in the previous class, I told you that suppose if a method is created here, that is what public, okay, public static void, okay, run. It is a run method. Suppose add method. I have declared a method. It is a user defined method from my side. Within this braces, now under the braces, I told you that brace means open brace and close brace. Within this, whatever the lines of instruction, you code that is called a block. So suppose if within these braces, if whatever you write, that is called block of code, that block of code will be executed. Now one user defined method. Okay. So now main method, it is not user defined method. It is the predefined method. Okay, it is predefined method under the main class. Okay, under the main class. I have changed the main class name as basics. Okay, now see under this. Now I told you that this void means this method will not return anything. So suppose here is a system dot printout statement, system dot out dot println. Today we need to understand a lot of basics here. Println, suppose the string is here, Vasu is a string. So it is to be terminated. Always I told you that string to be declared in double quotation marks, but it is giving error because we have declared the string in single quotation marks. Okay. So that's why it is giving error. Okay. No. So try now it is okay. So now if you want to access this line of statement, you need to create the how can you access? Only you are getting hello word only. That hello word declared in your main method. So whatever this line of statement. So it is to be accessed by creating of any object. This method will be called how. See, this method can be called as the static method also. Static method with the class name. Suppose if you want to call this method, simply you add bracket. Okay. Now terminate with that. So now you are calling this method. Okay, under the main method. Okay, now see what happened. So Vasu, you are getting this one. Okay, means why? Why you are getting this Vasu output? Because the Vasu is a statement declared. Okay, Vasu is a string passed as an argument in this system.out.println. Okay, so now this role of this println statement is to display this Vasu string on your monitor. Here monitor we are able to see this. So how I have called simply I have called the method as add because add parenthesis as a method because I told you that I have mentioned here static. Static keyword indicates what this method not belong to the object. Without creating the object, I have called this. Okay. Suppose if I want to call this as object method, add method, you need to create the object first here. So see how to create the object. So object is as I told you that this is the first class name, basics. Then after your object, suppose anything is the object is your object name, anything you can keep xyz is equal to next word, new keyword, then again class name, basics. So bracket, then after, okay, termination. Now your object is created. So now by the object name, you can call this method as obj dot. So this method can be called as a object method. Okay, object method. So once you want to call this as a object method, that moment you need to remove the static keyword. Okay, means now this method is pure public object method. So you can access this method, call this method with the help of object dot with the dot operator. This object is created for what? Basics class. Okay, now you will get the this is Vasu. Means now what do you mean of this? Now your this method add it is a object method because I have not used any static keyword. Here in this main method, I have used a static keyword. It means this method main to access this main method, no need to create any objects. Okay, that is the same. Now, suppose if I told you that this void keyword means it will not return any value. Just it is printing the string type of data, whatever the arguments you passed here. Okay, the printing. But if you want to make it as a return type, you need to pass somewhat variables here, like whatever the variables we have studied, integer, float, string, and char, boolean. Okay, so suppose if you have passed integer here in bracket, you need to pass somewhat, suppose index two variables you have passed here into y. Okay, two variables you have passed as parameters, xy, they are integer. After that, once you need to put a return type of keyword here, return. After that, x plus y. X plus y means now this method, this add method, return x plus y. Return x plus y. Okay, understand? Now, because now this statement will not be executed, because now it becomes what? Return type method. So let us see, check back that how it is executed. So once you want to object dot add, that moment you need to pass the values for x, y as arguments here. Suppose if you have passed 9, comma 8, two values you have passed here. So you have passed the values x, y values. Now it returns what? X plus y. So it is not void. Void means I told you that if you keep a void keyword here, this method will not return anything. Now, if you pass any variable here like integer, string, char, boolean, so it returns what? X plus y. So now see what happened here, whether you are getting what you are getting. But exception in thread, main Java unsolved compilation problem. So I told you that exception is what? It is an error. Exception is called, exception means error. Where thread, I told you that thread is what? Your main thread. I will show how the main thread will be executed. Okay, main thread, who will execute the main thread? Main method. The main method will be executed by the main thread. I will show how to do that. Okay. So error is where this is okay. So now you need to do what? Try to understand. You keep this under system dot out dot println. Okay, now within the bracket means it is a method. I will explain about the system dot. Now I will explain that. Okay. Now it is to be terminated here. Now, okay. Now what happened? Now it returns what? 9 plus 8, because return x plus y means 9 plus 8. So you compile the code like this, you will get the output. Now, where is the error? Your error is unreachable code. In where? Java 10th line and 21st line. 10th line is where? 10th line. Because once it is return method, so this line of statement can't be, this method will not be this add method. It is a return type method. So it will return only x plus y, not this method. So it is to be put in comment section. Now what about the 21st line? 21st line is where? 21 system dot out println. Okay, now it is okay. Now you compile this one. Let us see what is happening. So now you have received. So that method returns 17. So this is what? Return method, return type method. Okay, so that's why it returns what? X plus y. So x plus y is what you have passed the values as x is equal to 9 and y is equal to 8. No need to put x, y here. You need to just pass the argument, values as an argument. So this is called return type, means void. So this is the meaning of void. Void means what? Main method has void means main method will not return anything. Not only main method, this is the main method predefined method, even though if you have created a user defined method. Okay, now try to understand. So next word, this main method, what about this string arguments? So this is the syntax you need to follow. You can change the static and public keywords, interchange, it doesn't matter. But in place of void, if you write anything int, so it will not accept, because main method will not return type. Okay, it will give error. You try to understand that. Public static words. Main method must return a value of type void in class basics. So always main method must return a value of type void. Okay, main method must be void type. Okay, so please define the main method as like this. You need to define the main method as this, like this. Okay, so main method never be integer like what, only main method always void. So this already I told you that main name never be changed. Okay, I told you if you change this, it will give error. What about this card? This is called string integer. This is called string. These two brackets indicate that array. This is string array. This is array name is equal to arguments. Okay, you can change this as you wish. Okay, XY, it doesn't matter. Okay, now if you run this code, you will get, there is no any issue. Okay, you are getting the output. Means what? In the bracket string, that is very compulsory, you need to write, and square brackets means brackets indicate that array, string array, but arguments, that string array you need to keep somewhat name, string array name, XYZ. My name, if you keep, there is no any issue. Okay, this string array name is equal to Vasu. Okay, you are getting the output, so there is no any issue. But in main method, you can change only that string array name, but is everything is as it is default. Huh? So I have explained main method, about the main method. So now I want to brief that who will execute this main method, because we have whenever that is what simple one, this is called, suppose if I passed, this is in place of void integer type of, then you will get one error here, that is called, this is error main method. Where is that exception? I want to show that. So I want to brief that exception. Okay. Exception. This is void. Suppose void. Okay. Vasu string. This is, suppose if you write here somewhat integer, so it will give exception, I think. So that exception, main method not found in class, please extend Java, class must extend Java fx application. Okay, no, you need to do what? So always you need to pass, this is as string. How, Jayshree, how are you? Are you able to listen my voice, Jayshree? Jayshree, are you able to listen my voice? My voice is clear for you? Getting my voice, Jayshree? Okay, leave it there. Okay, whenever you are that moment explain that. Okay, are you getting voice clear? Okay, now. So now what happened? Try to understand that who will execute this main method. So I want to show that this will be executed by the main thread. So now come down. I am going to write a code here. That is what. So first of all, this is called one thread. Okay, thread means, suppose you take a variable, where is a variable, suppose is equal. Now come down. Okay, thread simple dot current underscore thread bracket. Okay, now you pass a, this is work. Okay, now if you pass this variable in here, just where plus. Okay, now try to understand what happened. So you compile this code, now you will get what? Try to understand. So now you have gotten this, what? Thread main. Okay, so this hello world executed, this hello world, this 17 executed by what thread? A thread. So what is the name of the thread is equal to main. Okay, what is the name of the thread? Main thread. So normally what happened? Thread is nothing but a piece of code. Piece of code is what? How many lines of code under the main method? So this is what object created. So one here, this is a variable. That variable is what? Thread type is equal to, we want to know that current thread, it is a method of thread class. This is a thread class method. Thread is a class which is part of language package. So now for every class, some methods. This is the built-in method. we have created user defined method here to add x plus y. Here, this is what built-in method of what your thread class. Thread class is part of language package. So by this current thread method, we can know that we will know that current executing thread, current executing thread. Okay, who is executing this main method? The main thread. Okay, just I have shown. Okay, I have shown where this is the main thread. So if you want to know the name of the main thread, you simply write a printout statement here. I will explain that. Copy, you paste here. Okay, you paste, you some more. I'm going to explain that thread name, thread ID, and the thread state. I will show what about the status of all the main thread. Okay, here I am going to explain all that. Okay, you remove this one. Okay, no need. Okay, only one main class is there, one main class and one main. This is user defined is closed here. It is the main method. That's why two braces. This brace for your main method close and this brace for your main class close. Now here I want to pass. That is for your where. Where is what? Where dot. Okay. Get state. Get state. Okay, this is a method, so that's why method must be suffixed with this one. Okay, now you want to one more I want to call as where dot. Okay, where dot that is what get ID. Get ID. ID is a method, one more method. So now let us execute this one. What happened? Try to understand. So now runnable, we have found that one runnable and that is one. What do you mean of this runnable? Try to understand. In front of this, you pass one string type of data here. String type of data in front of this where dot get. That string type of data is equal to what? Thread stage to thread stage. Okay, you now put a plus here. Okay, now here get where dot get, that is called ID, thread ID. Put a string type of data in front of here, thread ID. Okay, now close, you put plus here. So what happened? Now you can get a this is what thread ID is equal to 1, thread state is runnable. So who is running this main thread? So thread name. So okay, now you need to pass what thread name. Thread name. If you want to know that thread name under thread name, under a it is a string type of data to string thread name, next plus. Now I want to use a method where dot get name. Now name is a method. These methods all I am using the methods of what? The methods of I am using the methods of what? Your class, thread class. These are the methods of thread class. This get state, get ID, get name. Now the get name will be, you will get the main. The main is, where is that? Thread name is equal to main. So your, what I want to say that here, these your main method that is being executed by your main thread. Okay, try to understand that. So now see, now your thread name is equal to main. Clearly, whenever we have, I have kept this code current thread. It is a method of thread class. Now this is what you know. How to know? Concept is what? Question. How to know? How to know? No means how to know who will execute. Who will execute the main thread? Who will execute the main method? Sorry, main thread, main method. So the main method always will be executed by a thread. That is called main thread. Okay. How to know who will execute the main thread? So how we are getting? So by simply object created, and I have used this method of current thread of thread class. As I told you that this thread class is the built-in class, that is the package part of language package. Package is nothing but a folder or directory. So they may have a lot of classes. Every class has methods. Simply, I have explained basics is a class I have created. So under this user defined method I have created, this is the user defined method. But here, this is what, where is this current thread method, this get state method, get ID method. How can you say that these are the methods? Method always will be suffixed with the brackets. And that method will be accessed by dot operator with the where. Where is what? Variable. Variable created for what? Your thread class. Okay, thread type. Okay. So by that we can access that. That is what, how this main method is being executed by the main thread. Thread is what? A piece of code, nothing but these total lines of code is a thread. Thread means some lines of code. How many lines of code is there? 20 from, if you count from 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of code. It is a piece of code. A piece of code is a piece of code. A piece of code is called thread. Okay. Now I have shown how the main method will be executed by the main thread. Okay, now come to the point. Now under the oops concepts, in the previous Friday class, that is what user defined method. That moment here void keyword kept there. So that void keyword, in place of their void keyword, will not return anything in this main method also. So if I pass any integer type of data, any data, it may be boolean, it may be any string. Okay. So suppose if you pass any, suppose string type of data here, string here. So here you need to declare as a string. Okay. String, okay, X string. So it will return what? String. String. So both X, Y. So return X plus Y. So now you need to pass here. Where is that? As no, you need to pass no any integer here. You need to pass the string value here. String is what? Vasu. Okay, this is the string. So one more string you need to pass here as an argument. Okay, Miriam. Okay, now that will be, it returns X plus Y. Okay, so you are getting what? Vasu Miriam. Okay, so this method is a return type method. Okay, it returns what? It returns string. You will get the output as a string here. Okay, so now try to understand that. Now let us come to point is what? Pending issues. So we need to understand, many times we will use this system.out.println. So we need to understand that here this is println, it is a method. Println is a method. So once we pass any arguments within this method, so they will be, the result will be shown on the screen monitor. So println method used to println method, this is a part of your print stream class. Print stream class. So that print stream class has a println method. So always method will be accessed with the object. Simply here I have shown, where I have shown the object, how the object called add. Where is that? This is called the method called with the object. I have created the object. Okay. So as I told you that this println, it is a print stream class method, but the method will be accessed with the object, but the print stream class will not be used to create the object. Okay. The print stream class can't be used to create the object. So Java provides another way to provide object. This is object for system class. So println method for the to access this println method of your print stream class. So print stream class can't be used to create the object. So object will be created. This is an object. So we are accessing this println method with the object name out dot. This object is part of system class, because in Java, print stream class can't be used to create the objects. So if you want to access this method, we need to create the object like I have created here. Okay. By that object calling, I have called add method with the dot operator, by dot operator with the name of object. Where is that? This is the object created for basics. Okay. So same manner, this println is a predefined method of built-in method of print stream class. So it is to be accessed with the object, but print stream class can't be create the object. So object created, this is the object created for system class. By that, we can run this method. Okay. This is the story of this system.out.println. Okay. So ln is what means new line. It gives new line. Jayashree, after 10 minutes, 5 minutes, class will be terminated. You can join again. Okay. Zoom will support up to only 40 minutes, and then Zoom terminates that. You can click on that. 2 periods will be conducted. Up to class, up to 9:20 class will be conducted. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Close is terminated. You again click on the link and you join. You keep your
Okay.
efforts easily and don't waste your time. Don't make the stories. Okay. And I hope that you will do your better efforts, because you have been suggested by Amma Sita Malakshmi. She is a very selfless mother. I hope that you will understand. I will give full support to you. Okay. And how you can ask me the questions in the class. Otherwise, you can demand the classes. Please send a message to WhatsApp, sir. Next coming Friday, you arrange a class for me, sir, on Java. You give a topic, sir. I want to know that polymorphism. Sir, I want to understand that exception handling. You can demand. I will arrange the classes. Apart from that, you watch the videos and you have missed whatever the classes I put on YouTube. So many classes. Gradually, I am